Hey, what is up YouTube? What is up Aquamigos? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Tobias and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I actually got a request from one of you guys to do an update on my Guppy Tank, and that is exactly what I'm gonna do today. And just before we get started, I have not done this in a while, but if you would like me to shout you out in my next video, go ahead and comment in the comments below. I am an Aquamigo, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. The Aquamigos is our little fish community here on YouTube, so go ahead and comment that below and I will give you a shout out. So here we go guys, the Guppy Tank. I think I need to put on a light. 1 second. Alright, I think that looks a lot better. So this is my Guppy Tank right here. So I've had this Guppy Tank for over a year now. Listen to that, we got Rico over here drinking some water. My friend had this aquarium that he didn't want anymore. It was like just laying in his backyard, so he gave it to me. And yeah, I was pretty happy to get it, and I made it into this Guppy Tank that you see before you today. I posted my first video of me getting this tank back on January 10th, 2019. And then I got the tank established, and I posted a video of me getting my first guppies on March 4th, 2019. And today is March 28th, 2020, so I've had it for over a year now. So yeah, back on March 4th, 2019, I got 5 male guppies and 6 female guppies. And then on March 12th, 2019, I posted another video where I got 5 more female guppies because my male to female guppy ratio was too high. I needed more females. So after I got those new female guppies, I had a total of 5 male guppies, 11 female guppies, making 16 guppies in total. And I do typically get quite a bit of algae in this tank. I have this aquarium scrubber right here, so like that's kind of like a daily thing, you know, I'll just come in here, scrub some of the algae off. And that's just what comes along with the territory of having an aquarium right next to a window like this, because I don't really have another place I could really put this tank. I would love to be able to put it in a place where it got a little less sun, but I just don't have like another space. But this is pretty cool. Check this out. Whenever I start scrubbing the glass, the guppies go crazy. So I noticed that putting this black t-shirt down there helps reduce the glare on the glass of the tank, so that's the deal with that. But let's go ahead and address some of the most common questions that I get about this tank. A lot of people ask me what kind of plants I have, and there's really like 2 types of plants. Well, I guess like 3 types if you want to get really specific, but just regular Java fern. Like this is all just Java fern right here. We have this one that's kind of like floating at the moment. And then over here, I have Anubias. And then over here, I have some crested Java fern. And just a tip for you guys, if you've been wanting to get some aquarium plants like these, like either Anubias or Java fern, don't plant these plants in the substrate. If you plant them in the substrate, they will die. And what you're supposed to do is attach them to like rocks or decorations or even driftwood. And you could either do this by tying it on with thread, or you could super glue it. All of my Java fern I've tied to rocks using thread. The next question that I always get is if I have a CO2 system. And no, I don't. For a lot of aquarium plants, you know, a CO2 system will definitely help. And for a lot of aquarium plants, like it is kind of necessary. But for these plants, like Anubias and Java fern, these grow really easily. You really don't need a CO2 system. Although if you do have a CO2 system, you know, that'll probably help your plants grow a lot. But, you know, these plants are really easy to take care of. You actually don't have to do anything. Another question that I get quite a lot is how do you get your guppies to breed? And this is just one of those things that you don't really have to do anything special. I don't do anything special. Sometimes the less you do, the better. A lot of the time it might just have to do with not having good water parameters. I really recommend like everyone should get a API freshwater master test kit. I'll have one of these linked down in the description below in case you want to check those out, but I think it's important just to know, like, are your water parameters good? Like, I check my water parameters every so often, and my water parameters are perfect, and I don't do anything special, you know? I'm sure a lot of these plants really help with the nitrate levels, and having an established filter, you know, to get rid of the ammonia and the nitrites. And then, of course, a heater. Fancy guppies are like tropical fish, so you most likely will need a heater. I know, like, not everybody does use heaters, but I don't know. You know, if your guppies aren't breeding, you know, maybe you should have a heater in your tank. So according to Google, the average lifespan of a guppy is anywhere from 1 to 3 years, 2 years being the average and 3 years being impressive. Although apparently some guppies have been known to live up to 5 years. But apparently that's pretty unusual. I have noticed that every once in a while I will lose a female guppy, like a female guppy will die, and I think it has a lot to do with giving birth. If you didn't know, guppies are live bearers, meaning that they give birth to the fry, they do not lay eggs. I think that does stress the females out and it could cause them to die. And it's not something that I've only noticed in my guppy tank. I've also actually noticed this in my pool pond. I have some rosy red minnows in my pool pond, and every once in a while I have noticed that a couple of my rosy red minnows have died, and they have been females, and I think it has been after they have given birth. Another thing that could cause death in female guppies is having too many male guppies in the tank. I feel like right now my ratio of males to females, I think I do have a little more males than females at the moment, and you know, that could cause the female guppies to get stressed. And I've actually recently been thinking about maybe starting another tank, because I do have that spare 10-gallon tank. I was thinking about maybe starting another guppy tank just for male guppies. I could take male guppies out of here and put them in there when I feel like the ratio of males to females is too high. And guys, if you are trying to breed guppies, you can buy a breeder's net, but honestly, I feel like it's not really necessary. I think what you're better off having is just like a lot of plants or like a lot of little decorations or hiding places where the guppy fry can hide so they do not get eaten by the adult guppies. And the reason that I say it's not really necessary is because you have to be able to tell, like, when a female guppy is about to give birth. You got to put it in there so that it has the fry inside the breeder's net. And like, I tried that one time. I put a pregnant guppy inside my breeder's net, and I think it stressed out that pregnant guppy, and that guppy died. After that, I decided I would no longer be using the breeder net, and this way, guys, it works perfectly fine, especially if your guppies are well fed. You know, they might not eat many of the fry, but as long as you have a ton of hiding spaces, that really helps. And when it comes to breeding guppies, you really don't need to do that much. Really, sometimes less is more, and just keep it natural, you know, make sure that your parameters are right, and you can pretty much just let it go. And of course, do your water changes whenever you need to. As far as how many female guppies you should have to male guppies, I would say to have at least 2 female guppies for every 1 male guppy, or even 3 female guppies for every 1 male guppy. The reason for this is because the male guppies will gang up and harass the female guppies, so if you have more female guppies, that'll disperse the harassment, I guess, is the best way to put it. That'll cause your female guppies to be less stressed, and less of them will die. And anyways, guys, that's just about it for my guppy tank update. I hope you guys like that. Once again, if you comment in the comments below, I am an Aquamigo, I will shout you out in my next video. And if you like this video, or if this video helped you out, I would appreciate it if you went down there and gave this video a like. And if you want to see more videos by me in the future, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, and that you also hit that bell notifications button. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Peace!